In the current year, that is 2019-20, you promised a nominal GDP growth of 12%. The year ended with about 8.5%. You promised a fiscal deficit of 3.3%. The year will end, according to the budget document, at 3.8%, but even that has a big question mark around it. Revenue deficit, you promised 2.3%. The year will end at 2.4%. If this is worrying, what is projected for next year is even more worrying. Although this is a little technical, I think it's worthwhile explaining it. Fiscal deficit will rise to 3.8 this year, but it will fall only to 3.5 next year, a compression of about 0.3. But the revenue deficit from 2.3 will rise this year to 2.4, and next year it will not be compressed. It will rise further to 2.8. Now, what is the philosophy behind this? The difference between fiscal deficit and revenue deficit, it is what is available for capital expenditure. This year, you will have, according to your numbers, about 1.4% for capital expenditure. But next year, you will have only 0.7% as capital expenditure. Assuming these numbers are correct, going forward, just as you compress or plan to compress fiscal deficit, should you not compress revenue deficit also? The revenue deficit is rising next year. And people are noting it. Analysts the world over would note the fact that you will have less money next year for capital expenditure than this year. You promised to collect net tax revenue of 16,49,582 crore. I'll leave out the last digits. Let me give the broad numbers. 16,49,000 crore. Up to December, you have only collected 9 lakh crore. And you ask us to believe that by the end of the year, you will collect 15 lakh crore. Total expenditure. You promised to spend in the current year 27,86,000 crore. Up to December, you have spent only 11,78,000 crore. And you ask us to believe that by the end of the year, you will spend 27 lakh crore. Sir, this strains our credulity. And knowing who's sitting as Secretary Expenditure, I doubt he'll let you spend it in the first place. You have no money to spend. The first order which the new Secretary Expenditure passed, obviously with the consent of the Honourable Finance Minister, is that departing from the earlier rule that in the last quarter you can spend up to 33% of your budget, the first order that he passed was you can only spend this year 25% of your budget, which means you have no money. You have run out of money. You have masked your situation by numbers. These numbers are not credible. What you have collected by December does not give us the confidence you will collect the remaining by March. What you have spent by December does not give me the confidence that you will spend it by March. Now look at the shortfalls in tax collection. I can understand if there's a shortfall in one head. But look at the shortfalls in tax collection. Corporation tax is short by 1,56,000 crore. Personal income tax by 10,000 crore. Customs by 30,000 crore. Union excise by 52,000 crore. And GST by 51,000 crore rupees. Under every head, you're falling short of collections. And this despite what everybody in the business believes, you have given extraordinary powers even to the lowest rung officer of the Income Tax Department, Excise Department, Customs Department, DRI, not to speak of CBI and ED and SFIO. and they are issuing notice after notice. This is popularly called tax terrorism. Despite that kind of powers you have vested, you are falling short on every head. On disinvestment, you set a target of 1,05,000 crore. On the date of the budget, you had collected 18,000 crore. You promised to collect by the end of the year another 47,000 crore. You will still be 40,000 crore short. Again, strains credulity. These numbers are not easily acceptable or easily believable.
அன்பு நெஞ்சங்களே, இது போன்ற இன்னும் பல வீடியோக்களை காண மணிச்சுடர் டிவிக்கு சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்கள். மறக்காமல் பக்கத்தில் இருக்கிற பெல் பட்டனை அழுத்தி எங்களுக்கு தொடர்ந்து ஆதரவு தாருங்கள்.